the quality of life of many children has been greatly affected by orthopedic conditions like scoliosis and kyphosis. Now, there's one organization bringing hope and restoring the quality of these children's lives. The FOCOS Orthopaedic Hospital, established in 1998 in the US and Ghana, has seen over 55,000 patients in clinic visits and conducted close to 3,000 complex spine, joint replacement and other surgeries on patients needing treatment for various musculoskeletal diseases. Performing these surgeries are expensive, and many of the families of the children who need them can't bear the cost, and the hospital is sustained by donations and sponsorships through fundraising in the USA and Ghana. And it has hosted over 500 international volunteers, including surgeons, nurses, physical therapists from all over the world. A fundraiser will be held on Saturday, May 18, and your support is greatly welcome. I've been joined in studio by Dr. Joseph Ojedu. He's an orthopedic surgeon and medical director at the FOCOS Orthopaedic Hospital. And Nana Kwame Osei-Fojo, he's development manager at the hospital. And they join us to tell us more about how they're helping many children. And in fact, this fundraiser is supposed to support over 200 children who are in need of spine surgeries or complex spine surgeries. Thank you so much. And I'm sure on behalf of all of those who've gone through your system, just like to say thank you for what you've been doing since 1998. First off, explain to us why this is so expensive, you know, these orthopedic procedures.
It's a very interesting question, and it's very important. Certainly, orthopedics tends to be expensive, and it's not only just because of the complexity of the issues that you have to deal with, but the material that you have to use to offer the type of service, as well as the specialties and the team that you have to get together to get people to do this, put out this type of results is what makes it expensive. Sometimes we just look only at the medical issues, but let's look at a child who has one of these conditions. Some of them have to stay in the country or in the hospital for 6 months to a year. It costs money to feed them. It costs money to ensure that they continue their education. It costs money to offer them medical and surgical services. It costs money to do their lab services. So we would look at a figure which is a composite figure to encompass everything. We wouldn't want to tell you that it will cost you 10 cedis, and tomorrow morning bring 2 cedis to go and do a lab test, tomorrow morning bring 5 cedis to do an x-ray or need to buy food. It's all part of the service. The results that you have would be influenced by some of these things that we do not really consider as part of the treatment. If the nutritional status of the child is not brought up to standard, yes, your surgery will be successful, but the child will not survive.
So tell us on the average how much you spend on a patient.
So every person has to be assessed individually. There are people whose services who require very little, and there are people who require a lot. I would say that if you're looking at a complex spine deformity surgery, you're looking at between 15 to 20,000 US dollars equivalent.
US dollars?
Equivalent, yes. Because that's, let's take it, I'll give you an example of a child. He was 11 years old, he came from Zambia. He spent 16 months with us. He had to go into surgery about 6 times. And each time, there is an expense that is incurred.
Why do they have to stay that long?
One, you must understand that people with orthopedic conditions would be pushed to the background of society. Nobody really wants to do anything with them. They are malnourished. They have low HB. They have medical issues. All these things have to be corrected. And if you want to improve somebody's nutritional status, you can't give the person food today and expect that his albumin will be normal the next day.
All right.
No, it takes months.
Quickly, I'd like us to show you some before and after photos so that you can see the impact that your contribution will make on a life. But this fundraiser is happening this Saturday, May 18th, and we'll give you details shortly. Nana Kwame, tell us how we can be a part of this.
Thank you very much, Bernice. So the viewers can actually buy tickets to attend the event on the Eventbrite website, They can also call the hospital to buy tickets. They can either reserve or buy tickets by calling the hospital or coming there themselves to buy tickets. So these are two ways people can attend the event. This year's event is themed let's make a difference in the lives of others.
All right, we'll come back hopefully to tell you more about this and why you should be a part. But let's take you back to the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. First Lady Rebecca Kufuor is speaking at the commissioning of a one-story new pediatric intensive care unit.
Mr. Chairman, the Chief of Staff of the Presidency, Honorable Minister of Health, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers, Board Management and staff of Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, partners and sponsors of the Rebecca Foundation, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. There's something about a sick child that tears at one's heart. And there's nothing as disheartening as knowing what to do for a sick child, but feeling inadequate to do so. This was the frustration that our medical staff faced on a daily basis at the Korle Bu Child Health Department. This was the frustration that parents of sick children also faced. Sometime in 2017, Korle Bu Child Health requested the support of the Rebecca Foundation to help fix the challenging conditions facing the department. Our subsequent inspection revealed a situation of limited space and inadequate equipment, resulting in delays and avoidable deaths. My first thought was, this is not the Ghana our forebears envisioned. This is not the Ghana our children expect from us. No matter how brilliant, committed, and dedicated our health employees are, they simply cannot give of their best without the needed inputs. My staff and I decided to do something because at the Rebecca Foundation, we believe that the ability of any society to take care of the vulnerable, especially children, shows the humanity of that society. After extensive discussions with the management of Korle Bu, we learned that in all its 96 years, Korle Bu has never had a pediatric intensive care unit, which was surprising. We knew then that we had to give them one, but we decided to go further and build a facility that also has a neonatal intensive care unit and a high dependency unit. Work earnestly began, and today it is my joy and the joy of the hospital to commission this modern, fully equipped facility for our children. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today is certainly a happy occasion, but today should also be a day of reflection and a call to action. How did we as a country get to where we are today, where our premier teaching hospital would have such challenges in taking care of our children? The experts may have their positions on this question, but permit me, a non-expert, to also state my humble view. I believe it is important to pay attention to planning and its execution. Planning that takes into account all the variables that affect the quality of the care in an institution like Korle Bu. Strategic planning that allows us to learn more about the organization, share our perceptions, and discuss critical issues affecting or likely to affect the organization in the future. Planning that allows us to determine the resources needed to provide the quality of care desired. But planning alone is not enough. Execution, including monitoring and evaluation, are absolutely vital. Another area where we fall short sometimes is in resource allocation and mobilization. The state and its relevant institutions have a great role to play in this. But as we know, it is a huge task for the state to provide all the resources needed by all sectors. This is where organizations like the Rebecca Foundation and others come in. I call upon institutions, NGOs, and charities to support our health sector. I also suggest that the departments in Korle Bu and similar institutions should consider establishing endowment funds. I entreat all of us to support any department which chooses to do so. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, biomedical engineering is pushing the frontiers of medicine in a way that is incredible. Some inventions that would have been perceived decades ago as simply science fiction have become a reality. The world is moving fast in innovative breakthrough medical interventions. We cannot afford to be left behind. How can we advance, though, when we all acknowledge that we have a poor maintenance culture? I have in the past 29 months visited many health facilities. The story of broken down equipment, lack of spare or replacement parts, broken down infrastructure is all too pervasive. We have to change this narrative. There must be strict application of maintenance protocols. We have to take good care of our existing infrastructure. We also need to pay attention to continuous training of health staff to match global trends in health service delivery. Training presents an opportunity to expand the knowledge base of all employees. In this day and age, there are many ways of learning, including e-learning, available. Let's take advantage of them. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is important to state that the Rebecca Foundation, which was established in 2017, has been blessed with partners, benevolent institutions and individuals who have supported our work. Thanks to these donors and partners and my hard-working staff, we have achieved some successes in education, health, and women's economic empowerment. But it is in the area of health that we have made the most success. So to our donors and partners, here are some of the things we have done with your donations in the area of health. Under our community health outreach initiative, we have screened and treated about 2,000 Ghanaians, referring some to health centers for more advanced care. I take this opportunity to thank our young, hard-working, and dynamic team of health personnel. God bless you for taking care of the vulnerable. We have also equipped a new Chiefs compound at Sedwasi in the Greater Accra region and renovated and equipped the Abam Chrome Health Center in the Eastern region. We have, with your generous support, made donations of hospital equipment and consumables to all the 10 regions of Ghana before the creation of the 6 new ones. Additionally, we have donated phototherapy machines to the Princess Marie Louise Children's Hospital and the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. Last year, we partnered with Brain Project, Global Outreach Consortium, Future of Africa Foundation, and the GCB Bank under the Restoring Hope Project to screen over 3,000 persons in the Ashanti, Greater Accra, and Northern regions. We performed over 200 surgeries, including 25 complex surgeries. I thank our team of doctors and other health professionals from the USA, Germany, and Ghana, and other partners for the success of this operation. I am happy to report that we subsequently donated equipment and medical supplies to the Ridge and La General Hospitals. We plan to organize another one this year. Our biggest project was a fully equipped maternity, neonatal, intensive care, and pediatric intensive care units at the Konfo Enochi Teaching Hospital. Again, we could not have done this without the support of our donors and partners. And today, we are commissioning a pediatric intensive care unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Someone asked me if I was not daunted by these projects. My response, I am not daunted by the possibility of failing Ghanaians, especially our children. After all, at the Rebecca Foundation, our motto is an opportunity to make a difference. On that note, I wish to thank our generous donors again, the board management and staff of Kolebu, for their cooperation and expert advice. The contractors, African Building Partners, who again have done an excellent job. The media, who always give voice to our work. The hard-working staff of the Rebecca Foundation, and indeed all Ghanaians. May God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make us great and strong. Thank you.
The First Lady of the Republic, Her Excellency, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, please appreciate the Mother of the Nation.
God bless you, Ma'am, for your warm heart. Posterity will forever remember this great gesture. This morning, we're pleased to also receive in our midst Ghana's Minister of Works and Housing, the Honorable Samuel Atachian. Thank you for joining us. And so, in a very short while, this formal ceremony will come to an end, and we shall proceed to the edifice right behind us for the sword cutting, cutting of the ribbon, I beg your pardon, and the unveiling of the plaque. Being a medical facility, Kolebu has instructed that we allow only 10 people to make their way there. But we've pleaded with Kolebu, and the board chair has agreed that we extend that to 15. In view of that, Your Royal Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, may I respectfully ask that you allow the Simpe Manche, together with the Simpe Manye, to represent the entire retinue of chiefs and queen mothers, together with all the members on the dais. Do we have your permission, please? Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our very reasonable and understanding traditional leaders. Thank you very much. And so, in rendering thanks and appreciation on behalf of Kolebu, it falls to the head of the Child Health Department of this great hospital, Professor Badu.
Thank you very much. Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, all protocols observed. We give thanks again to the Lord for witnessing the historic commissioning of the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. This department is the busiest and sees about 30,000 per year, and about 6,000 critically ill children are admitted yearly. It is a 24-hour emergency service we provide, and the beginnings of this department can be traced to 1964, 1965, when Dr. Susan DeGraff Johnson, née Feriata, started a separate children's department, and since then, this building has not seen any refurbishment. Our mortality.
You're watching the JoyNews channel. We'll take you back to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital when that new building is inspected. But we quickly have to wrap up here. The program has gone beyond time, obviously, because of what we brought you there from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. But I've got some representatives of the FOCOS Orthopaedic Hospital here with me. They're organizing a fundraising event this Saturday, hoping to support over 200 children who need complex spine surgeries. And I've been speaking to Dr. Joseph Ojedu, explaining to us why it's expensive to cater for these children, and also some details there. So, Nanayao Fojo, you were telling us, Nana Kwame Fojo, you were telling us how to be a part of the event.
Yes. So, you know, by buying a ticket, right, you've actually supported the cause. And we are saying you can either go to the Eventbrite website to purchase a ticket, or you can actually come to the hospital in person to buy a ticket, or call to reserve and transfer your money via MTN mobile money. So those are the ways individuals can actually be part of this Saturday's event.
All right, so it's not difficult at all. Just look for FOCOS Orthopaedic Hospital. You get to their website. You can explore the patient stories there and see why it is important for you to support this cause, and see the kind of lives you'll be touching when you contribute. You can also find on their website, when you go to About, you see the foundation. It will show you this page we are on currently, and you can scroll down, read about Dr. Boachieje. He founded the hospital, and there you can sponsor a patient. Click on the button there. Well, you want to say something quickly?
Yeah, so aside sponsoring a patient, you can make a general donation to the foundation by going to the donate button on top there, on the homepage. That's also there. Now, another thing I want to add is that I want to explain the theme for this year's event.
Quickly.
It's what let's make a difference together. We believe supporting needy orthopedic patients is a collective responsibility. So we are asking organizations to come and support maybe 1 or 2 patients annually. And I believe with the huge backlog of over 1,000 patients, organizations can take that burden so that people can live productive lives.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. On Friday, hopefully, we will have an extensive discussion on the AM show about patients who survived before and after photos. We'll show you all that. We couldn't do so today because we were going in and out of the studio, coming in and out of the studio. And so we'll bring you more on that. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining the show. You're watching Joy News. I am Bernice Abubedula. So just stay with us. We will take you back to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, where one-story new pediatric intensive care unit is being commissioned. We'll take you inside there. Hopefully, we can see the kind of equipment and service that mothers and newborn babies will be receiving shortly. So just stay with us here.